Hey everyone, this is Insta with Diana here for lesson 4, and today we're going to talk about the myths of IG. Sometimes you get people who say all types of reasons why they're not on Instagram or they're not taking Instagram seriously. You hear things like, oh, my target audience isn't on Instagram, or there's no money to be made on Instagram, and this is just all false. It's mostly about the strategy. You hear something like it's only for teenagers. And I can understand that. You see a lot of the millennials or younger who just really live on their phones, but it's not only for teenagers. You hear about, you can't make money, but in lesson 1, I talked about how 26% of active users can make 75,000 or greater on Instagram. With 500 million users, it's unlikely that your target audience isn't on Instagram. It's very likely it's just about your strategy and how to get your content in front of them. It's difficult to use. Some say that, and once you learn how to create your page, how to be consistent, it's rather easy to use. So what we just talked about are all false. Absolutely. So here are the myths that you hear. You need to be an expert photographer. No. As we talked about in the content lesson, that you can be your own photographer. You don't need to get caught up in what your competition is doing. You can always scope out your competition to, gauge possible ideas for content, for themes, for styles, but don't feel intimidated about what you see on Instagram. And that's sometimes hard to do, I get that. But you are your own image, your own brand. Despite the fact that there's 500 million users, you are your own brand. So take pride in that. You can pick up an editing tool that you feel comfortable with and use it. And take time to understand it. I've done that with Snapseed. I absolutely love that app, and I edit and I learn how to edit and I learn how to make it bright in my own, and it works. The more comfortable you get with editing your photos, the more you'll be willing to just be your own photographer. The second myth is my life is too boring to post. And people say they have nothing to post about. Well, we all know that's not true. If you really sit down and put time into your content calendar, you'll be able to see how much content you can develop simply by documenting your life. For example, if you are a musician, you will have an active life, but sometimes I hear, well, I don't have a project out, or, I have some things going on and I don't have any new music. Well, you have plenty of things to show your fans, such as your behind the scenes of you going back into the music scene, you writing your music, you with your fans, you out and about, having meetings. That's plenty of content. You at your favorite restaurant. Um, so you want to post photos of various aspects of your brand that your fans will love. Let's say you own a restaurant. You do not always have to post photos of your food. You may want to just make it more diverse. Post photos of your customers, the special events you host at your restaurant. Do a feature on your employees. You are a brand, and most elements of your brand your followers will want to see. Trust me. I don't have time to post. Now that's a myth, because it's not about the time, it's about being efficient. And one thing you hear is a term called batching. Batching is used to describe taking your photos in one sitting. You can do, honestly, a 2-hour session and generate content for months. And I mean months. You just need to schedule a time to gather all your content, use great lighting, and then boom, you have content for months. You can also use software to upload your content. You can categorize it to make it easy and accessible. And when you're ready to post, you have it right there. The fourth one is my audience isn't on Instagram. Instagram is for all demographics, but how you reach them is about strategy. You need to focus on reaching potential followers, customers, fans, whatever the case is, by using the hashtag, which we talked about in a prior lesson. And you need to be able to interact and engage. Your audience is there. You just need to be proactive and find them. They will not come to you. Most likely, if they do, they're going to want you to entertain and be engaged with them. So your homework is to create 3 to 5 reasons why your Instagram isn't growing. Face maybe some preconceived notions you have that inhibit you to elevate your brand. The ones that we talked about, maybe there's additional myths that you encountered that might be a deterrent for you to grow on your Instagram. If you do, write those 3 to 5 down, email them to me. Let me engage with to see how I can help you with those fears or help you overcome those myths that are kind of hesitant or inhibiting you from growing your page. So go ahead and write down 3 to 5 reasons, include it on your worksheet, and if you want to receive some feedback, feel free to email me instawithdiana@gmail.com or reply back to the email that you received this lesson in. Well, that concludes our lesson. I will see you tomorrow, and it's all about the Instagram strategy. The better your strategy, the more results you will see. Till next time, I'll see you tomorrow.